Are the rumors true, Albus?
I'm afraid so, Professor. The good and the bad.
And the boy?
Good evening, Muggles and fellow Hogwarts students, and welcome to another episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Boy. I am your co-host, Trey, with my fellow co-host,
Corey. We're both co-hosts.
Yes, we're both co-hosting.
This is the, I guess technically the first episode of Season 2.
The Season 2 premiere where one of us will die.
Yeah.
Big shocker.
And we'll get canceled after the season, because this will...
We're not...
Yeah. But they can't, do they go past 3, or they don't reach 3?
Well, Sandman didn't even reach 3, and I spent an hour crying watching the final episode.
What is Sandman? Which one was that?
A really good show. You should watch it.
Okay. You sold me. So doing a little bit of things differently. It's weird, my microphone. We are attempting to record video, and we'll see how this goes.
Now that you can see us, you're all going to run away screaming.
Yeah, well, we've posted pictures, for those who follow us on our Instagram.
Our followers plummeted.
It does fluctuate. We've been fluctuating at the 630s for quite a bit. Yeah, it'll go up to like 634, and then 2 days later it drops back down to 630. But it's all about that engagement. So eventually we'll get past it. But yeah, so audio-wise, nothing's going to change, but we're going to see how this video aspect it goes, and hopefully it's not complete and utter chaos. But yeah, this is weird. This is the first time we're actually watching each other record this episode. So before we jump into it, though, Season 2, go big, go home. As we record video is one of the newer things we're doing, but we've also gained I don't know what you would call it, an official wand of the podcast. We partnered with not a local based, but a United States based wand crafter. And we'll do a quick ad read. I don't know, partnership promotion, whatever you call this.
In the biz, they call it a promotion.
Okay, so a promotion. So we partnered with Scottington Wandcrafts, maker of magnificent magical wands. Whether you're a witch or wizard looking to discover your potential with our exquisite selection of magical woods and the legendary cores, find your perfect wand and let your magical adventure begin.
Can I laugh at magical woods?
With Scottington Wandcrafts. We will provide a link to his social media and website in our podcast description, as well as a little bit of a discount code. So if you use our special code, you can save 10% off your purchase at Scottington Wandcrafts. Beautiful work, though. He does, I would say, very unique introduction videos to his social media. And as of this episode, I've ordered my wand. I have not received it yet. It has shipped.
Didn't come by Al.
And I would hope so. I would expect nothing less from Scottington Wand Crafts. So we'll see. So when I get the wand, I mean, they look beautiful. Please go follow him on Instagram at Scottington Wand Crafts. And his website is scottingtonwandcrafts.com. Again, we'll have links in the podcast description. But really, really fantastic work. So please, by all means, check that out and use the code in our podcast description. I'm not going to say it here. That would be cheating. You have to go to our video description and copy, paste, click on it.
Clearly, I didn't come up with the code because the code would have been just the wand tip.
The wand tip, just the wand tip. No, it's T.
Don't say it.
G T B T. It's an abbreviation of our podcast. Probably sounds horrible over audio. So again, link in the description and use our code to save 10% off your purchase. And I swear we'll get better at this, or I will get better at this. I'll make you read it next time, Trey.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so with that said, kicking off season 2, we spent the end of last season talking about
all of the movies.
All of the movies. That was your idea, Trey. So that was an experience. But now I want to take the time and just do a recap. You briefly brought this up last episode, and I rudely stopped you and cut you off because I wanted to save it. I felt like it needed its own episode. You know, we talked about 7 movies back to back, 8 movies back to back. So I felt like it warranted its own episode.
Okay.
Are you ready to delve
ready as I'm gonna be
into further discussion of the Harry Potter movies?
Final discussion of the Harry Potter movies.
The final discussion, part 1, because just like the movies, we're going to split this episode into 2 parts. Just kidding, by the way. I'm not going to do that. I want to move on to new topics. I love the movies. I think that's clear, but it's time to move on. Yeah. Do you anything to say before we delve into this discussion?
Honestly, let's just jump right in.
All right. Well, I did have my notes. So those of you watching video, I am looking off screen at my notes, my handy dandy phone.
It's called camera left.
And see where this goes. So a lot of some of this information, because I was intrigued to see how much all of these movies cost and how much they made.
Answer a lot.
Yeah, across the board. And were they really as successful as we think for the franchise? So first off, though, I did have a brief question for you. I'll quiz you. The top grossing movie franchise. Do you have any idea of what that could be?
Like not Harry Potter related, like just in general?
Like just in general, like the in general top grossing movie franchise.
I mean, I'd say the MCU.
Okay, good guess. Good guess. You're right. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the top grossing movie franchise. This just about blew my mind. Top grossing movie franchise with over $31 billion in total box office revenue.
Considering it's like 30 plus movies.
Yes. Yeah, and this is not like TV show revenue. This is strictly box office. I thought this was funny because this said it was followed closely by Star Wars, which Star Wars is at 10.3 billion. Not very close at all.
I mean, that's only 9, 10, 11 movies.
Oh, yeah, for Star Wars?
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
three
didn't-
trilogies and then Rogue One and Han Solo.
Mm-hmm. And then didn't they release one of the animated... I don't think that's counted.
The premiere of the animated Clone Wars, not the cartoon Clone Wars,
Mm-hmm.
the animated series that came after I don't want to call it an anime. The animated Clone Wars came out was a 2-hour episode, so you could consider it a movie.
Yeah, because it was released in theaters. I remember it.
I think so, yeah.
But I don't know if that really counts. After Star Wars, you have Harry Potter at 9.6 billion, and then James Bond at 7.8 billion. But considering how many James Bond movies they have, I'm surprised the number's that low. But I guess maybe with like
how many James Bond movies are there?
I don't know,
like maybe a dozen.
I didn't do all that research. I'm admittedly, I'm not a huge James Bond person.
Well, that's your own fault, because James Bond is awesome.
I've seen the 90s ones with Pierce Brosnan and
One of the best Bonds.
One or two of the most recent. Who is it? Daniel Craig, right?
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Skip Spectre. Don't watch Spectre. It's terrible.
The combined cost to produce all 8 Harry Potter films was approximately 1.2 billion, which is a little cheaper than I thought. So not a bad return. Spend 1.2 and get 10.3 back. So almost a 10-to-1 return. The last 2 movies were the most expensive, but they had or I guess tied with Half-Blood Prince, but they had their budgets split.
Why was Half-Blood Prince so expensive?
That's a good question. But it cost $250 million, which was the same budget.
Where'd that money go? As
Part 1 and Part 2 of Deathly Hallows. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone surprisingly cost, I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but cost $125 million. Chamber of Secrets was the cheapest at $100 million, but I think that's mostly because so much of it was reused from the first movie that I'm sure a lot of that budget was salary based.
Like Chamber of Secrets budget needed to be bigger because they have the giant snake and Dobby.
Oh, that's true from like a CGI standpoint. Yeah. No, surprisingly not. It was the cheapest Harry Potter film. Prisoner of Azkaban was at $130 million.
Half of that was Gary Oldman's salary.
Yeah, and I'm sure a good chunk redesigning everything. I'm actually surprised it's not more. And then Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix were both at $150 million. All of these fun facts, if you want to call it that, was... oh shit. Do I not have I had the notes somewhere where I pull these figures. Anyway, there's a website that breaks down box office numbers and things like that. Yeah, the 8 Harry Potter films collectively grossed over $7.7 billion worldwide. Oh, the 9, or I guess that also includes the Fantastic Beasts movies as well. And then they would go on to, in home entertainment, make close to another $4 billion, and then another $1 billion from television. So, safe to say, pretty decent investment overall. Before we jump into our personal opinions, I also wanted to do a quick breakdown on the highest rated, or the films, how they're rated via IMDb, since we'll probably be talking about how we want to rate the films ourselves overall. But Deathly Hallows is the highest rated. Part 2 is the highest rated at 8.1. Prisoner of Azkaban at 7.9. Goblet of Fire, 7.7. Half-Blood Prince, 7.6. Order of the Phoenix, 7.5. Sorcerer's Stone, 7.4. Chamber of Secrets, I think, was slightly lower on the percentage side, but rounded up is 7.4. Maybe I copied these out of order, because Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1 was 7.7. So Chamber of Secrets was the lowest rated, which I agree. I feel like that is the weakest book and weakest movie. And then I have a breakdown of Rotten Tomatoes, but that's a lot of detail. We don't have to get into all of that, unless we wanted to split this episode into 2 parts. But yeah, with that said, I wanted to open the floor for discussion, and because we watched 8 Harry Potter movies in a row, I wanted to get our overall thoughts and just talk about the movie franchise in general. Mm-hmm. Open floor discussion, and then maybe round off the episode with our personal ranking of the films. If that's something you can.
I can't remember the rankings I gave them when we did them individually.
I can't either. I was just gonna say just a personal,
Fair.
ranking for the films. So, with that said, Trey, I'll let you speak a little bit, but how, now that this extensive project is over, reviewing these films, how do you feel?
I feel like I don't want to say love of Harry Potter has been reignited. Not that I don't love Harry Potter, I do. But I feel like I'm back in the fandom. Okay. The movies are fresh in my mind. Yeah, I don't feel so distant from it anymore.
Like it got you, it's pumped you up.
Yeah, I guess I should play Hogwarts Legacy now. I've been trying to find a game to occupy my time, and maybe I should pick up Hogwarts Legacy again.
It's a good game. I mean, did you? Yeah, we talked about it before, and you haven't beaten it.
It gets to a point where I'm playing it where it's I don't want to play anymore. But hopefully I'll try it again, and that won't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes me excited for the series for Harry Potter again. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see all the casting news for the TV show. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it was kind of strange for me because prior to this podcast, or I think slightly during, maybe I talked about it in some of the earlier episodes, but I already had started watching the series again. Definitely within the last year or so of us doing this. So it was kind of back-to-back rewatchings for me. I had a weird sense of indifference. I think maybe because I had already watched the series somewhat recently prior to us watching the Fantastic Beasts movies, which I think after watching the original series makes me realize how much more the Fantastic Beasts movies are a chore. It was much easier to watch 8 films than it was to watch 2 of the Fantastic Beasts series. But I'll also say I think I agree with you as well. It's made me even more excited for the series, mainly just because how much was left out of the original movies, mm-hmm. how much was cut. And I think being a little more involved with the fandom these days, running the Instagram page and seeing people post different scenes or talk about different scenes that aren't in the movies has made me even more excited. So I'm pumped for the new series. But I also appreciate, I think during this rewatch, looking at the series in a different way, because I've always watched them for enjoyment, not like a critical look into the films. So kind of coming at it with that mindset for the podcast, I thought I would be a little like overly critical. Whereas I think coming in with like a reviewer mindset, not that I consider myself a movie reviewer.
Well, I do.
But like I expected to completely hate and bash Half-Blood Prince, but rewatching it for the podcast and looking at it in a different way, I think it's one of, at least visually, I understand the story aspects that were cut, but visually I think it's better than Prisoner of Azkaban, which gets a lot of the credit. So, it was weird coming at it from like that mindset, and just looking at it a little differently, noticing things that I didn't notice before, certain shots. I think Half-Blood Prince is like, the lighting in that film is fantastic. It's green, but all of the shots that include like fire and fireplaces and like I think it's a beautifully shot film. Go back, hasn't released at the time that we're recording this episode, but by the time this episode comes out, it'll be out. Listen to that episode, and I'd be intrigued to know our listeners' thoughts as well on these films. But yeah, it's weird. It'll be weird to have this series now coming out, which, I'm sure we'll do an episode at some point. I'd like to do a discussion before the series comes out, and then
we've got a while before the series comes out, and then we've got even longer before the Half-Blood Prince season comes out.
I know. What'd you say? You brought it up in one episode. It was going to be like 2035 or something
by
like
the time
that.
we get to like, Half-Blood Prince or Deathly Hallows.
I know.
Because it's supposed to come out 26, like late 26, I think.
Yeah, that's what they said. Originally, it was they said 2025, or that was the rumor. But the fact that they didn't start filming until like a month ago, Going back to the films, I mean, is there anything that caught you by surprise, during the rewatch, or maybe a various opinion, or your opinions changed over time?
I mean, two of my opinions changed. One for what my favorite Harry Potter movie is, and one for what my least favorite movie was. Okay. Because those changed a lot. Of all the movies, and this is going to be a surprise, I think my favorite movie is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, really?
Really.
Like favorite across the board?
Like across the board, that's my favorite one. Which I've always given that movie such a hard time because it cuts out so much of what I love about Prisoner of Azkaban. But rewatching it, that's the movie that I enjoyed watching the most.
Okay.
Like, and whereas like my least favorite would probably be Half-Blood Prince, which before I was all for Half-Blood Prince. I was excited to watch Half-Blood Prince. And then when I watched it, I hated it. It was my least favorite. It was so just teenage angst and hormones. I hated it so much. And it just drew on and on and on.
I'll disagree. I feel like Prisoner of Azkaban, it's almost out of principle at this point that so many people love the movie. I think because of the visual aspects.
Because of the style of it. It's a great style. Like I said, the music of it fits into it perfectly. It has a lot of, as we said, magical shenanigans that kind of happen. Like just little things that were just really entertaining or really funny to see. The Bogart scene is key.
Yeah.
The things it did wrong, it did wrong. The things it did right, it did really, really right.
You mean completely cutting out major background story of the book?
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened, but it did. But the things that it did right, it did really, really well.
Yeah, and can't forget about that ending too.
Yeah, the
freeze frame.
Cardinal sin of Corey's movie watching experience.
Never gonna let it go. It's just
you
horrible.
wake up in a cold sweat thinking about it.
Like it's so bad. I cannot remember for the life of me how the actual book ends.
It ends with them on the train.
I think we talked about it because that's where I think Ron gets his little owl
and Harry gets the firebolt.
Yeah, I mean, look, since you mentioned it, you brought up your favorite and least favorite. I mean, for me, my favorite, just from a matter of almost perfection, is the first movie. I think, right out the gate, Chris Columbus and the team and the actors and everyone involved, I think it's just so damn perfect. I would say almost to a fault. I do recognize, that film's weaknesses, but it's
as close of an adaptation as you can get.
Yeah, and I think between the first two movies, they're pretty close to the source material. I struggled with my least favorite between Chamber of Secrets and Deathly Hallows Part 1.
That part 1 was pretty rough.
It was tough, and especially with Deathly Hallows, because I know they're two separate movies, but it's almost impossible to judge them as two separate movies. So it was tough, but for me, top the first Harry Potter movie, Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, depending on where you're located.
Sorcerer's Stone.
With Deathly Hallows Part 1 coming in at the bottom.
You're in the UK.
For me. Mm-hmm.
If you're somehow in the UK listening to our podcast, please tell us what the movie is called for you. Let us know.
It's Philosopher's Stone. That's what the book, and they did go back and they didn't go back, but they did record separate lines when Sorcerer's Stone is mentioned for regional releases. It is Philosopher's Stone. You can I looked them up on YouTube.
Well, that's just a lot of extra work that is not necessary.
Spending a couple of $100 million, I don't think it matters too much.
Then they should have just kept it the Philosopher's Stone.
I don't disagree. I mean, I think we've had this conversation before.
Whatever.
But, it's the American audience, whatever you want to call it. I think we're too stupid to know what a philosopher is, but we know what a sorcerer is.
Do we?
No, not these days. Not these days.
We're very stupid.
What about the most forgettable movie of the series?
I don't know. I don't think there is a most forgettable movie. I don't think I can think of one.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Half-Blood Prince, I guess, because there's nothing really in Half-Blood Prince that stands out to me. There's no for all the other movies, I can point out a scene and be like, oh, that was really cool, or that's something that I'm gonna remember. But Half-Blood Prince, yeah, no.
I mean, not like the death of Dumbledore or the cave scene.
Even that is
nothing.
Just kind of no.
Okay.
Nothing,
fair enough.
Nothing about it impressed me.
Yeah, I think it's I always felt it strange.
Except maybe Jim Broadbent.
Oh yes, as Slughorn.
That might be the only thing that actually impressed me of that movie.
Yeah, and even that they kind of screwed up. The lack of mustache.
Why did they give him a fucking mustache?
Yeah, it's strange.
Sure, he still had the same mustache prop from Moulin Rouge. You could have just slapped that on.
Did he use a fake mustache in
I don't know.
I still haven't seen the film.
Oh, it's a great film. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth watching.
Mm-hmm. I'll take your word for it.
I don't know why they did that. Like, it's not, like something so simple like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a defining physical characteristic of him, and they left it out.
Yeah,
Like, that's worse than leaving out the Marauder stuff in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Is it? Can we call it Mustache Gate?
Mustache Gate.
Is that? Might have to do a full episode. I might have to do some research and find out if there's anything out there as to the reason why they excluded.
I didn't want to. Probably didn't want to deal with the spirit gum because wearing mustaches like that, it's a pain in the ass. Like I had to wear a mustache like that for a play, and I hated it. It was before I had
an actual mustache.
An actual mustache.
I mean, they could have CGI'd it.
It was Superman it.
Yeah, or the opposite.
Or a Superman it.
I still don't like. I know the why they had to do it. I know like it was reshoots because he was in, was it a Mission Impossible movie? I don't understand why it's so noticeable and off-putting.
I don't know why people do the things they do, and I've stopped trying to figure it out.
I thought about the whole like forgettable movie as well. And I mean, I know the film. I mean, the film has like some of my favorite characters, but like Goblet of Fire always comes to mind, and I know that's a big one because like Voldemort returns and
Goblet of Fire is good,
and the Triwizard Tournament, but I think it's like so much. I think it's because so much of the memorable scenes in the movies aren't there. I don't know. Like I almost sometimes I just forget about Goblet of Fire. Not in a literal sense, but in kind of just like it's like the middle movie. It's like the middle child who's often forgotten or not as important, though a lot happens in that story and movie. Yeah, so it's kind of redundant. But for me, Goblet of Fire always.
See, Brendan Gleeson for that one saves that movie for me. Brendan Gleeson's man in movie. Like any downfall that movie has, Brendan Gleeson picks it right back up.
I mean, I have to say, like in the movies overall, like from an acting standpoint, it's like all of the Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers make a like screen presence.
Gilderoy Lockhart doesn't. Quirrell doesn't.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like the actors' screen presence in the films. Like
what about
their performances? Like Umbridge. I forget her name. Like I feel like the people that they get for those roles.
Oh, stand out.
Stand out, yeah.
I can agree with that. I wonder if that's who, because I think Michael Fassbender is supposed to be in Harry Potter series. I wonder if he's going to play Quirrell.
No, they've already announced the actor for Quirrell.
Oh, who is it?
Couldn't tell you. I don't.
No one recognizable.
I don't know any of these people that are.
Michael Fassbender's supposed to be in it.
Did they? Who? I
did not. I saw a picture of like here's the cast of Harry Potter, and Michael Fassbender was in it.
Did you fall for AI content, Trey?
Maybe.
Oh no. You're a boomer, Trey.
The AI content I fall for is like OnlyFans stuff, so.
Interesting. We won't get into that. But no, I haven't heard anything about Michael Fassbender. And then, I mean, outside of Nick Frost as Hagrid, I don't think I know, like, and yeah, John Lithgow. As Dumbledore. I don't know these people. Like, I get the controversy with who they cast as Snape.
What, the black
Not familiar with the actor at all. Couldn't tell you what he's been in.
I know the woman they cast as Molly Weasley. She was in IT Crowd.
Never watched it.
Well, you should. You should fix that immediately.
I tried. I think I watched like an episode, and then they did that failed American.
Don't watch
version.
the American version. Watch the British version, the real version.
Yeah,
It's not like The Office.
is going back to potential standout roles, maybe someone who should have been a main character throughout the series. And from my understanding, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but was cast. But I don't think any of the scenes were filmed. But Peeves, big character left out of the films,
Hopefully not the
plays.
show.
I can't see them cutting them out of the show.
Peeves.
I think we said that before.
I'll say it again.
And we're all for it. Yeah, that would be fantastic. But, for the films, is there anyone you would have had in mind for Peeves?
I mean, aside from Matt Berry.
I don't think he was, at least, he wasn't popular here in the United States during that time. I know I'm putting you on the spot. I know it's a tough one. I don't have an answer for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a British actor who would have been popular.
Oh, actually, I have one that.
Well, I still say Matt Berry.
Matt Berry, Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean.
He would. You're right. He would have been a.
That
good
would have been
Peeves.
a good one, and that would have been like because I think he had a film come out in late 90s or early 2000s, like a Mr. Bean film.
I saw a Mr. Bean meme the other day, and I wanted to send it to you for for your daughter.
Yeah, I was never like a huge Mr. Bean, fan, I guess. I get it now because for whatever odd reason, my daughter latched on to the animated series. They made an animated series.
Yeah, I grew up seeing more clips of the live action series that he did.
Yes.
Him like throwing up into a bag and then popping over someone's head.
Yeah, which in true British fashion was only like a handful of episodes, but it made such like a cultural impact. It's kind of crazy.
Are quality over quantity, unless it's Doctor Who. Then it's just quality and quantity.
Well, I feel like Doctor Who is like the Simpsons. Like they just keep it going for the sake of,
as they fucking should
keep it. I never got into it. I tried.
Did you?
I did. I watched a few episodes of the Matt Smith one. Am I thinking?
Well, that's why you didn't get into it, because you had no idea what was going on. You can't just start in the middle.
Yeah, I don't.
Three doctors in. You can't just start 3 doctors into the series.
I'm not going back to like the 70s or.
I didn't say go back to the 70s. You just have to go back to 2005.
Who was the doctor for
Christopher Eccleston?
Oh, okay, yeah, it wasn't that one. I'm pretty sure we tried the Matt Smith. You
did it wrong. Not that Matt Smith isn't a great doctor, which I was surprised to see him in that new movie that we saw the trailer for, before Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, with Austin Butler. Yeah,
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, it looks like a movie, all right.
Yeah,
guess we'll see.
But, I'll see it for Matt. I'll see it for Matt Smith.
Do you, going back to the Harry Potter films, our main discussion for this episode? I mean, do you have an overall ranking for this film? I know we talked about our favorite, least favorite, but do you have like a in between rating? Do you?
If I'm going like from top to bottom, I'd probably put Prisoner of Azkaban on top. Order of the Phoenix. Goblet of Fire. Deathly Hallows Part 2. Chamber of Secrets.
See, you don't like Chamber of Secrets either.
It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but I like it.
Yeah.
Right now I've lost my complete train of thought. I have to start all over now. No, Chamber of Secrets, then Deathly Hallows Part 1, and then
Half-Blood Prince.
Philosopher's Stone, and then Half-Blood Prince.
Oh, wow. Philosopher's Stone that low?
I mean, if I had to put it somewhere, yeah. Like, it's good, but it's not one of my favorites.
Why?
It's too kiddie. It's too much of a kid's movie.
I mean,
it is.
have you read this series?
Yes, and Sorcerer's Stone is also not one of my favorite books.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough. It is always, like, going back to the books and rereading them, how much of a children's book they are.
Yeah, or at least they started as.
Yeah, started. I think everyone's in agreement. Come Prisoner of Azkaban,
It grows up.
Makes its transition to more young adult. But yeah, Philosopher's Stone it's not a struggle. I don't think it's a struggle reading it.
I'd
But
say
it
it's
is
a struggle.
surprising.
It's good, but it's just not one of my favorites.
Your favorite, yeah. Interesting. I mean, do you have anything that you can think of for the series? You know, any topic of discussion that we haven't covered?
Nick Frost as Hagrid looks great.
Not the original films, but the new series.
The new series. Nick Frost as Hagrid looks great.
Yeah,
I've seen other
good.
like cast photos of like the kids of the trio, and they look good. They look good.
Yeah.
Very intrigued to see John Lithgow as Dumbledore.
Do you think? I'm trying to think of how to put it, because do you think the new series is going to have the same cultural effect as the original films and the books? Because I felt like with the films and the books, there was a point where the films and the books overlapped.
They did.
And now we're, God, I hate to say it, 25 years after the books came out, I said the books. No, it's been longer than that. The movies alone
25 years
have been out that long. The books slightly longer. Do you think with like such a wide gap between that, like, do you? Because I've been thinking about that a lot.
So here's my worry. My hope is that the TV series will like kind of have a resurgence of the Harry Potter fandom.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also worried that because of you-know-who, it's just going to fall flat. And like no one's going to actually like watch it and get into it, and it's just going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And that it gets canceled and we don't even get later seasons. That's my fear.
I mean, that would be insane.
But
like,
a possibility.
could you imagine? Oh, yeah. And I think
an extreme possibility.
Because I know it's a touchy subject, but it does feel like they're tiptoeing around the elephant in the room that is.
I mean, actors for the series have like vocally spoken against her.
Yeah,
right.
For She Who Must Not Be Named. I mean, you're not wrong.
But I'm trying to be hopeful, and I hope that it is like kind of like a renaissance of Harry Potter fandom, and that we get like, new stuff and, new Funko Pops and new toys and new merchandise.
Well, I think that's a given.
New Lego sets.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see, because I think you're right. I think, one, it's a different time. I mean, the first, 3 films came out before, I would say, the internet is what the internet is today.
Hell, all of the films came out before the internet is what it is today.
I mean, it's crazy to think about, you know.
We didn't have cast pictures of Robbie Coltrane as Hagrid before the movies came out, you know.
Yeah, you had to wait until like official press release, and you're gonna have you know, here we are on a Harry Potter podcast, but you're gonna have content creators breaking, or they're already doing it, breaking down set photos, breaking down each episode in fine detail. You're gonna have people complain about
just raging against it.
The child actors. It's just gonna be.
I'm sorry if you're complaining about the acting skills of child actors. Like, get over it.
Yeah, I mean, I will be adamant we're not going to. We will have episode discussions, but we are not going to be.
We're going to crucify the young trio.
Or we're not going to have a YouTube video of 25 things you missed in the most recent episode.
Yeah, I do not have that kind of focus or patience to do that.
Just that stuff drives me crazy. But I feel like it's not going to have the cultural impact that the original series, just because I think from timing, I mean, with the books coming out, the films coming out relatively shortly after.
Well, I mean, it's also, we've already had that cultural impact. You can't get lightning in a bottle twice.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be different and maybe big in its own way, hopefully. But
yeah, and I think you know, too, like having people who grew up on the series, you know, who are now older. You know, my daughter will be 9-ish when the Philosopher's Stone comes out. So having the opportunity, to like watch it with someone, though she's adamant to hate Harry Potter just because I like it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think could definitely guarantee influx of new merchandise and things like that. From my understanding, they're not touching like the theme parks and stuff like that. That's I was
wondering about that, like how different it's going to be from just like the look of the movies compared to like what the show is going to look like.
I mean, I do have to say, I think that's one thing. I think Hogwarts Legacy did a good job. I mean, it's definitely, you could see the aspects that are inspired by the original films. I mean, it's the silhouette of the castle is pretty much the castle from the films, but it's one of those, like, as you get closer and as you discover the castle yourself, you see all the differences and changes. I think it's a fantastic representation. But yeah, it'll be strange, you know. In the films, though, we kind of went through that, the changes of Hogwarts between the first two movies and the third movie and beyond, and it changed a little by a little in some of the later movies as well. Minor changes, but they were still there. But yeah, I think overall, you know, I guess, yeah, it's kind of sad, I think, when you think about it, or at least when I think about it. But I think it'll allow the reintroduction to new fandom.
Well, it's like, I read a book when I was at Disney World I was at Disneyland one year. Mm-hmm. And while we were there, we were like reading this kind of guidebook about the Imagineering process and like why they make the changes to the rides, like why Pirates of the Caribbean they added Jack Sparrow and Barbossa. And at the time, I was like, well, no, they shouldn't add those because Pirates of the Caribbean, the movies, it was based off the ride, not the other way around. Mm-hmm. Like you shouldn't add the movie stuff into the ride because that ruins the ride. And as we were reading it, it was like, well, the reason they're adding, you know, Jack Sparrow and Barbossa to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is because, like, yes, growing up, when I was growing up going to Disney World and riding Pirates of the Caribbean, yes, that was Pirates of the Caribbean for me. But now, because of the movies, kids, which as much as we love Disney and Universal, it's for kids. It's ideally meant for kids. Like, kids aren't gonna ride Pirates of the Caribbean as it was because Jack Sparrow's not there, Barbossa's not there. So you kind of have to like evolve those things. So I forgot where I was going with this. But anyway, that's my story.
No, I think you're right. I think it's, and I get what you're saying. I think it's important to recognize the original films and the effort that went into that. But times change.
That was my point.
Rounding out this discussion and kind of wrapping it up, the Harry Potter films, was it worth it? Was it worth doing this again?
Yeah, like I said, I'm glad I watched them again. When my mom realized I was watching them, like we ended up watching them together, so that was a nice experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad we rewatched them. I'm glad they're fresher in my head and I have a stronger opinion about them now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just have to reread all of the books.
I keep wanting to do the audiobooks. I might just have to read them. I feel like I would, if I actually read the books, I'll get through them faster than if I try to listen to the audiobooks.
And there, now you have a reason to watch Sandman.
I have too many, I listen to too many podcasts to listen to an audiobook. I
only listen to podcasts.
Oh, well, that's sweet of you.
Critical Role.
Critical Role. Yeah, I've got too many, and I keep adding more. I'm not an avid listener of Smart Lists, but they're on my rotation. Pod Meets World, which is the Boy Meets World podcast. The actors, some of them, from that show. Good Hang with Amy Poehler, which is, I suggested that to you the other day. Really, really lovely, delightful podcast. It's, they don't get into like negative stuff, which I appreciate. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. That's a great one. If you're a Conan O'Brien fan, which you should be, Trey.
I am a Conan O'Brien fan. I'm not like a diehard, but I do like Conan O'Brien.
And admittedly, I have not listened to our podcast in quite some time, but when you're editing each episode and listening to 1 minute increments over and over again, kind of don't want to.
Yeah, I remember when I was editing stuff for YouTube and I was like, I don't want to watch my videos.
Though I do, when I do listen to our episodes, I think we do an okay job.
I make me laugh.
Always room for improvement. Yeah, I think we have our moments.
The Good, the Bad, and the Boy is an independently produced podcast. Stock media, wizard theme music provided by Adam Monroe at Pond 5.
Music, a magic beyond all we do here.
Voiceovers provided by artists Sarah Jackson and Debbie Masters. Links to their creative works can be found in our podcast channel and episode descriptions.
Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world.
You can rate and review us on your preferred podcast platform, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Good, the Bad, and the Boy podcast, all one word. Questions, suggestions, feedback, and howlers can be sent to us directly at The Good, the Bad, and the Boy at gmail.com.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A what?
A wizard.